Right now, an update on the investigation into the shooting at a Madison fireworks festival and what changes city leaders say are needed to increase safety. And a Milwaukee police officer killed by a drunk driver is laid to rest today. How he's being remembered.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 6.
Thanks for joining us. Eric has the week off. We start tonight with team coverage on the shooting at Shake the Lake over the weekend. Gabriela Becerra is talking security at the event. Rose Schmidt has Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway's reaction, including a call for more gun control across the state. But we start with what we know so far about the investigation. And for that, we go to Amanda Quintana, live at the site of the shooting. Amanda?
Yes, police are still looking for the person who fired multiple shots here on Saturday night, just minutes after those fireworks ended. Police say that it was a fight that started it all, and the victim and the shooter do know each other, but the people involved are not being cooperative, so police do not know the identity of that shooter yet. They did recover a gun and are hoping DNA evidence leads them to a suspect. The 20-year-old man who was shot was treated and released from the hospital. Today, Chief Koval said his department was well prepared for anything that would happen that night.
From a staffing standpoint, only moments after this occurred, we had tactical contingents in place that had never been used before, and we're glad that we were prepared and had them available for this, because because of that presence, we were able to confine and curtail the crime scene, as well as reroute people away from the scene and continue to facilitate the movement of traffic away from potentially harm's way.
He says the fact that the event space is an open-air forum makes it more difficult for police to control the area. Now, although there is a stretch of John Nolan that is barricaded off, really anyone can come into this area for Shake the Lake. Chief Koval says it's a balance of mitigating the risk, but also letting people who just decide to come down here to watch the fireworks, let them come down and enjoy it.
Amanda, thank you. Gabriela Becerra is looking into whether the shooting is prompting security changes at other public events.
Cities are preparing for their 4th of July celebrations, and after the Shake the Lake incident, organizers are taking another look at their security plans. Monona Community Festival organizers are setting up for their event right now, and they say there will be police and private security on site during the event. President Eric Redding says in light of the shooting at Shake the Lake, they have revisited their security precautions with the Monona Police Department to ensure the family-friendly celebration stays safe.
We always have great support from the city of Monona. Pretty much their entire police force is down here on the 4th of July, making sure that not only the main festival grounds, but the whole area is safe for our folks.
After reviewing the Shake the Lake incident, Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway says it is too early to know what safety precautions will take place at City of Madison events in the future. Shake the Lake attendees say Madison police handled the situation very well the night, despite the chaos that broke out after the gunshots were fired.
And Rose Schmidt is here with more on the mayor's reaction, including a call for stricter gun laws.
Yes, well, Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway says in an ideal world, the federal government would enact what she calls common sense gun laws, involving background checks and restricting military-style weapons. But if not, she says it's up to state lawmakers.
Of course, we never want to have a shooting in the city of Madison.
In reviewing the shooting that did happen following the Shake the Lake fireworks show, Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway is looking first to Washington, D.C., then to the state capitol in her own city.
We need to change policy in this country to make sure that fewer people have access to guns.
Wisconsin state law prohibits cities from creating gun laws that are more restrictive than the state's laws. But Rhodes Conway is pushing for that to change.
And let me be clear, I would like to be able to do more. I would like to be able to control guns in our city more. But the state does not give us that option.
But the group Wisconsin Carry says local control over guns is not only confusing for citizens going from one municipality to the next, but it wouldn't have necessarily prevented this shooting. They told us that stricter gun laws generally target law-abiding citizens. And if the suspect had been following the law, the shooting at Shake the Lake would not have happened in the first place. When I asked the mayor if she had spoken with state lawmakers, she said there were several who knew her position and she plans to have future conversations with them
about gun laws.
Rose, thank you. To weather now. Showers and thunderstorms are in the forecast all week long. Let's check your first alert forecast with meteorologist Dana Fulton. Hi, Dana.
Hey, now most of southern Wisconsin right now enjoying sunshine, but we do have a line of thunderstorms crossing right through the center of the state. Here's a look at that loop over the last 2 hours. One storm we are keeping an eye on at the edge of Marquette and Green Lake County, sliding closer to Princeton, just north of Buffalo, Montello. That storm, it doesn't look like it has any lightning with it, so just showers coming through, but heavy rainfall along with it. Also showers north of La Crosse. That's the main area that we'll be seeing rain throughout the rest of this evening. And we'll have a slight chance for everywhere around the Dells, Watertown to Lone Rock, and we're not expecting any showers the closer you get to the Illinois state line. Right now we're at about 85 in Madison, 86 in Janesville. It is warm outside, quite a jump compared to where we were at this time yesterday. 14-degree jump at the last 24 hours in Madison. Our dew point's close to 66 in Madison, but 77 in Platteville. It does feel very humid outside, and we're going to stay warm and humid through the rest of the week. We'll take a closer look at what's ahead through your 4th of July holiday in just a few minutes. Charlotte?
Just into the Channel 3000 Alert Center. According to a statement from the Wisconsin Department of Military Affairs, an accidental death investigation is happening right now at Voke Field, an Air National Guard base near Camp Douglas. The statement says the department is working with local and state officials to review the details of the accident. They have pledged their support to the family, and they are not identifying the person killed until all family has been notified. They have identified the person as a state employee. A rock and mudslide in Grant County appeared to cause a train to derail today. This happened about a quarter mile south of Glen Haven. Grant County emergency management officials say about 15 train cars were involved, but there is no threat to the public.
I do know that they did hit some rocks, and we could see some rocks and debris on the tracks right from the boat landing in Glen Haven. So it was pretty apparent that there was material on the tracks.
DNR officials are assessing the environmental impact, which appeared to be minimal. An update now from Racine. The man accused of shooting and killing police officer John Hetland is being held on a $5 million bond. Officer Hetland was off duty when he tried stopping an armed robbery at a bar 2 weeks ago. 26-year-old Dalquavis Ward has been charged with first-degree intentional homicide, armed robbery, and possessing a firearm as a felon. Officials say Ward had just gotten out of federal prison on an armed robbery sentence days before the murder. Today, the Milwaukee community laid to rest a police officer killed by a drunk driver. Officer Koo Her was just 27 years old. He was on his way home from work when he was hit and killed last month. Today, a procession made up of fellow police officers and loved ones led him to his final resting place. Officer Herr served the Milwaukee Police Department for 2 years, and during that time, his colleagues say he made a big impact.
And what was very touching about Kuher is the relationships that he built in such a short time with members of the police department of other cultures.
The loss of Officer Kuher is a tremendous loss to community, not just the Hmong community, but to the community as a whole.
Prosecutors say 34-year-old Dante James was drunk and speeding when he hit Officer Herr. He has been charged. Madison Water Utility wants to increase water rates next year. The utility filed an application with the Public Service Committee to increase rates by 8%, or about $2.20 per month for the typical customer. The PSC will determine the actual rate increase if there is one. The request comes months after that state agency approved a 30% rate increase, about a $7 increase per month on average. The utility says they need money to fund almost $17 million in infrastructure projects like replacing old water mains, wells, and fire hydrants. New at 6, the city of Madison has announced it's joining the mayors in 127 cities across the U.S. and 14 other countries to make its city fleet electric. The city of Madison has committed to purchase at least 30 electric fleet vehicles and 3 electric buses by the end of 2020. It will be the largest electric fleet in Wisconsin. According to a release, the program will help cut greenhouse gas emissions that are warming the planet, save taxpayer money, and improve public health. Next at 6, a Sauk County man is trying to help cut down on the number of animals that are put down in crowded shelters. We'll share how you can support his new foster care project. And there's more local news ahead. The Middleton police chief says recent car thefts are not sophisticated crimes. His warning to the community tonight at 10. Back in February, we told you the story of Henry the cat after he was nearly decapitated trying to stay warm under the hood of a car. Henry has spent the last few months making a near full recovery. And as of last week, Henry was officially adopted by his foster dad. But the adoption led to another major project that Henry's dad needs your help with. Our Jamie Perez spent some time with him today to find out how you can help provide a better life for animals just like Henry.
Several months ago, Henry the cat was not looking good. After near decapitation, Henry went through a lot of suffering before things got better. This is Henry today, a playful, social guy. He doesn't have any ears, but that doesn't take away from his charm.
Recovering slowly but surely, and we taken him from the path from being a patient to a cat.
Ben Nelms is the man who gave Henry a second chance at life.
It's you and me, Henry. We're doing this. And we're going to see this through.
Ben is a volunteer at the Sauk County Humane Society, the place that found Henry like this. After taking Henry into his own home, Ben saw how happy of a life this one cat could have and how happy of a life so many others miss out on.
Favorite thing in the world is when you see the names that get adopted. That's my favorite thing in the world. You don't see every name make it.
Ben knows that at an animal shelter, not every animal can be saved. The Sauk County Humane Society is an open admission shelter, which means they take any animal at any time, under any condition. Since 2003, the number of animals coming into their shelter has skyrocketed, meaning the number of animals that need to be put down is not a number that most people want to see.
You go into an animal shelter, and the whole goal there is to get animals adopted and have them be ready to go into a home.
But not every animal gets that chance at life, particularly those who are suffering. Henry could have been one of those, but Ben is making it his goal to make sure as many animals as possible get to live the life they deserve. He's starting a program that he needs your help with, a foster home network to provide spaces for animals to stay, increasing their chances at life. The Sauk County Humane Society staff is on board, but says this is just the first step.
I think anything that's going to enhance the foster program is going to benefit the animals, and that's great, and we're all for that. But it's only a partial solution. The top solution is to reduce the amount of unwanted animals that are coming into the shelter.
Ben isn't looking for your money or an end to all euthanasia, which he knows just isn't possible. But he is looking for people who want to give a little bit of their heart to all the other Henrys that come through.
And if the network is small, but we're able to have 10 more Henrys a year and 30 more timid animals a year. It's better than it was before.
If you would like to be a part of Ben's project to help decrease the euthanasia rate and provide a temporary home for these animals, details on how to do so is on our website. The deadline to close Wisconsin's troubled youth prison has been extended. We'll have an update on the new plan to close Lincoln Hills and open smaller facilities in its place. The deadline to close the troubled Lincoln Hills Youth Prison has been delayed from January 2020 to June. On Friday, Governor Evers signed a bill into law to give the Department of Corrections 6 more months to close the facility and create smaller ones for juvenile offenders. He had said previously the original timeline was too aggressive. The city of Evansville is wishing its police chief well as he enters into retirement. The department posted on Facebook, Chief Scott McElroy has more than 30 years of law enforcement experience. The Post thanked him for his service and wished him the best in retirement. Well, plenty of rain and storms in the forecast all week long. Meteorologist Dana Fulton joins us now with our first alert forecast. Like, we need more?
We really don't need any more right now. We saw some areas in Grant County picking up almost 3 inches of rainfall early this morning with those storms coming through. So a dry spell would be nice. Unfortunately, it just doesn't seem like we're going to be getting that with shower chances and a little bit of an unsettled pattern continuing with us through the week. Right now, we do have a line of showers really north of the Dells, stretching across central Wisconsin. We were keeping an eye on that storm in Marquette County. As you can see now, it's weakening. We actually don't even have any lightning with it, just some heavier rainfall. But there are some heavy rainfall spots towards La Crosse right now. So that's the one just north of Montello, where we do have some heavy rain. But things are calming down with that storm for us. As far as what came through this morning, of course, the rain in Grant County did cause a mudslide near Blue River early in the day. We had some isolated isolated spots of Grant County, as I just mentioned, pick up over 3 inches of rainfall in the last 12 hours. Most of the rain that came through this morning, though, outside of Grant County, hovering close to about 1/2 of an inch to 3/4 of an inch, and then the lighter areas picking up just about 1/10 of an inch from much of Sauk County and the western edge of Dane County. This line of storms is all right along a stationary boundary. It's just draped through the center of the state, and it's really kind of going to stay there, hovering back and forth north and south a little bit for the next few days. And that puts us in a bit of an unsettled pattern where we're going to stay hot and humid. We don't have any big cool downs or warm ups, and we continue to see the chance for some showers and isolated thunderstorms almost every single afternoon. Through the rest of this evening, we do have a slight risk for storms right where we're seeing them develop right now, actually stretching from La Crosse towards the Dells, and then a marginal risk for the rest of the state, though we aren't really expecting much to develop for us south of Madison overnight. Tomorrow there is a marginal risk for the southern edge of the state, stretching down into Illinois, also into Iowa. The concern tomorrow will be later in the day, in the afternoon and the evening. Some storms that pop up could bring some heavier rainfall and some stronger wind gusts. And the good news for Wednesday, we aren't looking at any severe potential for us. So overnight, most of the storms will stay to the north. And then as we head into Tuesday morning, things will be quiet. It's just not until the afternoon that we have the chance for those showers and thunderstorms to develop for us. Overnight low temperatures will hover close to 70. We're looking at a mostly cloudy sky tonight. Pretty mild, pretty muggy outside. Those temps will be close to our dew point, so not ruling out the chance for some patchy fog to develop overnight. Tomorrow afternoon will be in the mid-80s. Another hot and humid day, with the chance, of course, for those showers and thunderstorms to develop. We're going to continue to see those chances stretching through the rest of the work weekend into the weekend. Your 4th of July holiday, unfortunately, does hold the chance for showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening. We won't really see much of a cool down in our temperatures until we get to Saturday and Sunday. We'll drop back a little bit into the upper 70s. That's a quick look at your forecast.
How would you like to play golf from sun up to sundown? Well, some young guys are doing that for a very special reason. The story's coming up in sports.
WISC
Meet Matthews. Matthews is going to get a free agent deal with the Bucks, his 6th NBA team going into his 11th NBA season. Matthews wasn't drafted out of Marquette in 2009, but after a year at the Utah Jazz, he cashed in with a nice contract with the Portland Trail Blazers and then hit the jackpot with a 4-year, $70 million deal with the Dallas Mavericks. Again, Wesley Matthews agreeing to a deal with the Milwaukee Bucks. Former Badger Frank Kaminsky has a new team. He gets a 2-year, $10 million free agent deal from the Phoenix Suns today. Kaminsky was the 9th overall draft pick in 2015. He spent the last 4 seasons with the Charlotte Hornets. Steve Stricker admits he was pretty frustrated after losing the American Family Insurance Championship in a playoff. Well, he sure made up for it by winning the U.S. Senior Open by 6 shots over Jerry Kelly and David Toms at the Warren course at the University of Notre Dame. Stricker had a 7-shot lead at the turn in the final round. He said he started playing defensively, but on the 12th hole, he turned a possible bogey into a chip-in birdie to secure the big lead and go on to win his 2nd straight major on PGA Tour champions. Stricker says winning the prestigious Senior Open is probably his biggest win ever.
Yeah, I've won some nice events on the tour, but, you know, being a major out here, being a USGA event, a national championship, even though it's on the senior level, it's still very special. You know, it's like I said, I always held these USGA events to a higher standard. You wanted to play well at them. So this one here is probably the top.
Hey, Charlotte, I'm borrowing your Do Something Good graphic. That's because there are some young golfers who are really doing something good today. It's called the longest day of golf at Black Hawk, Pleasant View, Janesville Country Club, and Lake Ripley in Cambridge. Players are trying to play as many holes as they can to raise money for the UW Carbone Cancer Center. At Pleasant View, Ross Johnson, Jack Smith, Henry Taylor, and Brett Whipley started just before 5 a.m. They'll keep going till the sun sets tonight. This year's goal for the longest day of golf, raising $20,000 for cancer research. Every one of these players has a special reason for playing all day long.
I recently learned that my grandma was diagnosed with breast cancer, so it just gave me more of a kind of reason to keep going, and just when I get a little tired, I kind of think about her and just keep pushing on to try and get as many holes as we possibly can.
Now, even if you love playing golf, playing from 5 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. isn't real easy. They're playing speed golf. A couple guys hit their tee shots, they jump on their carts, they race up to their next shots. They play about 9 holes in 25 minutes. Think about that, less than half an hour for 9 holes. Even these young guys all in great shape, it's hard.
My back is really sore. I think all our backs are sore. I already got a chiropractor appointment set up for tomorrow morning.
Yeah, last year this foursome played 237 holes at Pleasant View. Today, with a couple of more hours to go, they've just completed their 225th hole, all to raise money for cancer research at UW's Carbone Cancer Center.
That is doing something good.
There'll be some tired puppies tonight, though.
Oh, my
and when that
goodness.
sun came out, oh, my goodness.
Ooh, it's a little warm. It's a little hot outside. Hopefully they're staying hydrated out there. We are going to stay hot and humid over the next several days with the chance for some showers and thunderstorms. Right now we're seeing showers mainly north of the Dells. Those storm chances will stay north for us through the rest of the evening. Notice we don't really get much of a break in the rain until the end of the weekend. Sunday and Monday, at least, are looking a little dry for us.
All right. Thank you all for joining us. Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.